Und weiter geht's mit Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Gesamtfortschritt immer noch 45%. Immer noch. Externe Aufträge muss ich immer noch nicht annehmen. Kommt noch keiner von den Vieren beendet. Schwere Infanterie, yeah.
Please select a landing zone.
Man könnte auch da landen. Wir landen hier. Bisschen Schaden. Überleben in feindlichem Gebiet. Ah ja, Kassetten. So viel haben wir uns schon angehört. So viel ist es gar nicht mehr. Okay, Musik. Erhaltene Kassetten. Soldat mit Bauchschmerzen. In der Toilette aufgenommen. Kommt mir irgendwie bekannt vor. Und da gab es in jedem Metal Gear einen.
Code Talker. Haven't seen you eat a single thing since you got here. Let me guess. Photosynthesis? Oh? What makes you say that? Well, a long time ago, I knew someone with a similar ability.
Well, you are correct. Most of my body is covered with parasites. I supply them with water, and in return, I receive sugars they produce when exposed to light. It isn't just my skin either. The parasites also act as my eyes. They have replaced many of my internal organs as well. It is thanks to them that I live on after over a century.
How did you obtain them anyway? Through your research?
I would like to say as much, but there is more to it than that. Let me take you back 20 years. I had hit a dead end with my parasite research. Then I was approached by a foundation. They said they had a sample of an unusual strain of parasite.
Which foundation?
Apparently, they had links to ARPA. But that is all I learned. I was somewhat ignorant of the ways of the world. Just being able to study it was enough for me.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Go on.
Half in doubt, I visited them to discover the body of an old man. Well, to be precise, his partial remains. A collection of parts, you could say. The man had died in an explosion.
An old man, you say?
His flesh had not decomposed. In fact, the tissue's cells were still metabolizing. The parasite had infected, or should I say assimilated with, the tissues, and was keeping them alive. I became obsessed with studying the body parts, foregoing food and even sleep. Every day was filled with new discoveries. The parasite's biology,
Dreh dich mal weg.
internal anatomy, life cycle. But there was only so much I could learn through observation. And so I made a decision. To truly know the parasites, I had to live with them.
So, you implanted them inside you from the dead man's flesh?
Correct. It was quite a gamble. Whether or not they would adapt to me. But fortunately, it appears I was compatible with them. Or perhaps, through my many years of research, my immune system learned to tolerate them.
Were they that body's only parasite?
Yes. However,
Where are your friends?
there was a separate specimen that supplied its host with adrenaline in response to pain. And yet another that could control insects at will through secreting heterogeneous pheromones. I wanted exposure to them, to take
Gut.
them into me.
Nur noch 4.
Leave the rest to us.
Night. Their records, though, provided clues that helped advance my research. Would you care to join me?
He's coming too.
Ich glaube, der hat's mitgekriegt. Hoppla.
Is a most wonderful one.
I
Guckt
think
er auf
I'll
mich?
pass. But thanks. This has been helpful.
Speak. Where are your friends?
Okay, das sagt mir aber nicht mehr, als ich schon weiß.
Updated.
Okay, noch einer, der jetzt weiß, was hier abgeht.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Kommt der jetzt hierher? Nein, der kommt nicht hierher. Hä? Sind jetzt alle 3 da? Hä? Warum ist der jetzt dort? Der war doch vorher nicht dort. Na komm her.
Hold them off. Out with it. Where are your friends?
The map has been updated.
Und dann waren es nur noch 2. Ich kann ja noch mal eine Kassette abspielen.
You gotta extract him.
Okay, das könnte vielleicht ein bisschen zu lange dauern. Hebe ich mir fürs nächste Mal auf. Für die nächste Mission. Wenn, dann möchte ich schon die komplette Story dieser Kassette haben. Ja, aber es kommt schon Hund. Wir rennen hin. Okay, jetzt war ich schneller als mein Hund. Alter, ich hab zuerst geschlagen, ja? Hallo?
The map has been updated. Please landing zone. Support helicopter. Side op completed. Side ops list updated. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Sieht so aus, als würde der Treibstoff immer noch nicht reichen.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Genau, mitten in feindlichem Gebiet, ist klar. Ihr existiert für mich gar nicht.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. Alles gespannt, das steht hier. Fokus alles über Offizier-Helikopter. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Incoming too. Roger that.
Nein! Nein, 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 nein! Diesmal wollte ich die Waffe, aber die ist auf der anderen Seite.
Gaining altitude. Departing.
Überhitzt, oder was? Oder wir sind einfach nur getroffen.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Na gut. Zeit für eine weitere Mission haben wir noch. 46%. Wow.
Updated.
Nichts Neues. Ah, hier, Gefangenenrettung 13.
Caution, rain approaching.
Schon wieder Gefangenenrettung. Schwere Infanterie ist aber auch nicht besonders neu. Gut, Gefangenenrettung 13.
Landing zone.
Das da. Okay. Starten am Morgen. Und wieder Kassetten abspielen. Die Musikkassetten werde ich natürlich nicht abspielen.
Skullface has finally burned out. The world is rid of his existence at last.
Was he still alive?
You could say that. But you could also say he'd been dead for decades.
What's that supposed to mean?
Biologically speaking, it's hard to say how much was his life.
Side effects from the treatment?
No, the primary effect. Keeping a dying host alive as long as possible. That is the whole point. But in the end, he grew too dependent on his children. As if he had any other way to keep on living. He first underwent parasite therapy before the Soviet Union became his home. His body was horribly burned. Fire washed across his thin young frame and stole his skin and his throat, even his lungs. Only through repeated therapies could the parasites keep him alive. Most of his life became something the parasites gave to him.
And then he lost the ability to die.
That is correct. The parasites live on past the host's death, still aiding cell composition. At that stage, there is no way to extract them from the host cells. There is no way of knowing when the last cell of Skullface's body would die. The only choice was to burn the whole thing. And his children, along with it. And I am one to talk. When my life is snuffed out, I expect you to treat my body the same way. When I burn, I will truly be one with my children for the first time. You say there were 3 English vocal
Analysis
parasites.
complete.
According to Skullface?
Analysis
Yeah.
complete.
Skullface had 2 of the English strain with him. You burned both of them,
There was an oil fire. I tossed him in.
so that just leaves 1.
Analysis complete.
And you tell me
You
Skullface
gotta extract him.
used it.
He said it was very close to me.
Very close. One of your comrades. Or someone ordered to kill you. Or he could have been speaking metaphorically.
At mother base. Analysis
That's the target.
Close to your spirit.
Was? Er ist das Ziel?
Heart.
Ach so, da hinten.
Who either loves you or
Warum wurde
despises
der
you.
markiert?
The second one. Makes a long list.
Whichever it is, act with caution. Skullface implanted someone with the English language strain. Who it is,
He's coming too. Roger that.
I tell you what Skullface really meant. Very close to you means you will be exposed. All the infected here have been given the Wolbachia. Even
You gotta extract him.
the parasites infect them now, they cannot reproduce. But if there's a different host among us, host to the English strain,
Okay, subject is in.
what about the non-English speakers?
We have plenty of those, but the staff use English as a common language.
But if that someone has not spoken English yet and begins to speak it now,
There'd be another outbreak.
the final mating pair of the English strain must be found immediately. Skullface is gone, but his threat still remains. On this base, do you see what the final mating pair is?
Approaching.
With him dead, those parasites are the stain he wished to leave upon the world. His thirst for vengeance in the flesh. Think. Does anyone here bear a grudge against you? Who would target you specifically?
The ethnic cleansers that Code Talker mentioned, they weren't Skullface's true goal. All we have is circumstantial evidence, but here's my theory. It was Cypher who started developing the vocal cord parasites as bioweapons, parasitic weapons, and Africa was the testing ground for them. As Code Talker said, their purpose is the ethnic cleansing of only those who speak a particular language. So they could do a weapon of mass destruction to eradicate specific groups, races, ethnicities, or colonies by the language.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Absolute language.
Alle haben einen A+.
Or maybe a tool for those arrogant fools to build some misguided utopia. I can see plenty of uses for them. However, in practical terms, they wouldn't be as dangerous as you think.
You gotta extract him.
The parasites is easy, after all. Cut them out of your throat to save your life, or just don't talk. That also prevents the infection from spreading. So if the international community were to find out about them, they
Roger.
would be the threat they were conceived to be. In which case, their targets would be limited to minority groups as a deterrent or a terrorist tool. It's hard to imagine Cypher developing something like that as a main weapon for their arsenal. That leads me to think we've only tugged on one little thread in Cypher's grand tapestry. An obscure corner of their work, possibly forgotten altogether. In any case, things changed. When Skullface was forced to relocate to Africa and he saw that thread dangling. All the time he continued that research, he was secretly following his own agenda. The ethnic liberator parasites. English language strain. Skullface said there were only 3 samples of the English language strain parasite. I think we can believe him. Bringing his ethnic liberator's plan to fruition depended on creating an English version of the vocal cord parasite at all costs. But an English strain would have been useless to Cypher. Worse, it could have destroyed everything they'd built. It was the one type they
He's coming too. Roger that.
Skullface was forced to develop his English strain out of sight of Cypher's network. Naturally, he couldn't use the greenhouse facility Cypher had set up and filled with guinea pigs.
Ja, los, lass mich hier auf die andere Seite.
Some secret place to create his precious few English parasites, hiding all evidence like a man cheating on his wife.
Jetzt entdecken die mich erst, ne?
An entirely
Ist ja nicht so, als ob die den Heli schon früher gesehen hätten.
environment. And when his plan entered its final phase, he must have made the place disappear. Some little room could be anywhere, but now nowhere at all. We'll never know where he did it.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Ausgehende Rufe und Informationen per Funk. Tippen Sie die Ruftaste L1 an, um das Funkgerät zu benutzen, bla 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 und so weiter.
Side ops list updated.
Alles klar, dann würde ich mal hier wieder eine Pause machen, wenn hier nichts weiter passiert. Basiseinrichtung kann ich immer noch nicht, ne? Mir fehlen dafür immer noch ein bisschen Treibstoff. Obwohl, hier könnte ich auch nicht. Da brauche ich 72.000, Alter. Für die Vor brauche ich ja viel mehr Ressourcen als für meine normale Basis. Na gut. Dann würde ich mal sagen, bis zur nächsten Folge, wo wir dann weitere Nebenoperationen machen werden. Bis dann.